I'm Taylor Oracle, and this is a relationship spread. I call it the relationship diamond. We have this coordination here. So I'll move this card down a little bit. It should be up a little bit, but we'll move it down so we can see it. So the first card down here is how it all began, how the relationship began. A lot of times we could be, for example, the Three of Pentacles could mean we have hobbies and interests. So maybe we have the same hobbies. Maybe we met from hobbies, or maybe hobbies sort of brought us together. Could be work as well, being the Pentacles. Maybe we had some financial things in common. Maybe we had work. Maybe we met at a networking convention or something like that. So if we have a new relationship, someone asked, who is the next man I'm going to meet, or something like that, how it all began could be pointing towards that. If we're having relationship problems as well, we could have how it all began as sort of a place that we could come together, or a place that we could sort of understand how the relationship started to manifest, or how the relationship obviously, started out. So maybe the relationship went good, bad, or something like that. But the upper card, for example, will tell us how we reunite, or how we continue, or something like that. So for this example, and for the first card, is how it all began. And the next card on this side would be for, let's say, the first person, which would be the querent. And this would be the person they're looking to have a relationship with, or they had a relationship with, or they currently have a relationship with. So this is the querent, and this is their partner. So let's look first at the querent for the second card, which is how we came together. So how it all began, sort of how we united, and this one would mean how we came together. In other words, you just meet, maybe at a networking convention, maybe at work or something like that, but there's something that keeps the relationship going, or that sparks the relationship. And these two connecting places are what sparked the relationship, or what kept the relationship going, or what made it into a relationship rather than a casual meeting. So this particular card is the querent. So the querent in this case, as far as what fires up the relationship. So this positions what fires up the relationship. For the querent, maybe the Five of Pentacles being a negative card was the querent was just lonely. The querent was looking for someone to be with, or the querent was looking for someone to be there. A lot of times we'll just have loneliness in our life, or a lot of times we're just down. Maybe we're down on our luck, down on our money, or something like that, and we just need some help, or we need some connection with another person that makes us thrive, or that makes us bring fire into the relationship. And having someone there to rely on, having someone there to be there when you're having a rough time, or you come home from work, it's been a really crappy day, or whatever, is obviously one of the main drivers for many people. And one of the main drivers in this particular case was the Five of Pentacles being down on their luck and trying to recover, or trying to be a little better, or trying to have something a little better in life. Now for the querent's partner, we have a sense of balance. So the sense of balance, in other words, maybe their life was a little too much work, or maybe their life was a little too much family, or too many responsibilities, or some people are sort of a workaholic. You need to sort of balance that out with something like that. Maybe this person had too many short-term relationships, and they're looking for a balance of a long-term relationship. Maybe their last relationship broke up, and they're trying to get back in balance because they really thrive with having someone in their life, and having a love in their life. And a lot of people are like that. If they don't have an active love in their life, they feel lonely, they feel out of balance, they feel off kilter, or whatever. So in this case, we have justice, which the partner is what fires the relationship is the drive to have the balance, or the drive to have some sort of balance, or some semblance of balance in their life, instead of just doing maybe the same thing over and over, etc. So that's one of the things that drives the relationship, that fires up the relationship, is going to be that balance that the partner needs in order to be happy within the relationship. And the next position is what waters down, or what sort of kills off the relationship. So how it all began, how we started, what thrives the relationship, what doesn't thrive the relationship, what kills off the relationship. So for this particular one here, the Five of Cups, what really kills off the relationship for the querent is the Five of Cups, or abandonment. So we have the, sort of that abandonment of cups over here, just have that single cups, etc. In many decks, we have just this abandonment of emotion. So she feels emotionally abandoned. It's not something to where she just feels closeness. She feels that. And it's interesting, on the querent side, we have 2 5s. So we obviously have something fairly wrong with this particular relationship. So this is not the best relationship for the querent, as you can tell from these two over here. The querent's partner has it a little bit better, but the querent looks like they're just having a rough time. So she feels abandoned. A lot of times we feel that way when we don't get what we need from a relationship. So you'll be in a relationship and you don't get that connection, or your partner doesn't spend enough time with you, etc., etc. And a lot of times you just feel abandoned. Maybe your partner doesn't listen to what you have to say, your partner's abusive or whatever. So we have this feeling of abandonment for the querent, and it's just no good. It's just not something that he or she would like to continue on. So the relationship, you can tell, is fairly heavy, again, for the querent. So there's that feel of abandonment, not exactly the best connection going on here, but how it all started, what thrives a relationship, what kills a relationship. The thing for the querent that's going to eventually kill this relationship is going to be just that feeling, again, of not having the connection that she wants, or not having the relationship that she wants. And again, maybe he works too much. Maybe, we started off at work. Maybe he works too much. Maybe she works too much. Maybe both she's work too much, whatever. So, you have that feeling of abandonment there. So that's what kills the relationship, or what detriments the relationship. So over here we have a similar thing with the querent's partner. What detriments the relationship for this particular person? So let's assume it's a he and she's a she, and so the high priestess. So what kills a relationship for him could be a bit of that high priestess, maybe the authority. The high priestess is pretty much like the moon, or the not only the emotional but the intuitive connection, or whatever. So you could have a problem with just everything going wrong, and just being intuitively wrong, or being emotionally wrong. So it's just emotionally wrong. It's just sort of maybe intuitively wrong for the partner in this particular position. Maybe the high priestess means that she's a bit too authoritative, or she has too many demands, or something like that, because she's on the throne. So he could look at her as more of a detriment instead of a friend in many cases, or he could be uncomfortable with the balance of the relationship, or something like that. So high priestess has many possible meanings in this particular case, but could be, again, she's a bit too much, she's a bit too over the top. Maybe it could be that there's some sort of an intuitive or an emotional disconnection between them, or something like that. But this is what kills the relationship for the querent and for the partner. And the final position is what builds the relationship back, or how the relationship eventually works out. So this is how to sort of fix everything. So we're slowly growing apart. We met, we had this connection, and now we're sort of apart. And the top of the diamond sort of represents where we are going. It properly set up would be something like this. The top would be where we are going and what the eventuality of the relationship is. And it looks like the Ace of Cups, meaning it's going to be a new beginning as far as emotional is concerned. It looks like we sort of need to reset in a lot of ways. It could be that this particular relationship just needs to reset, or we have the moon in the background and that we have a cups again. So we have this feeling of cups through here up into here. So it could be an emotional adjustment, or a fix to the emotions. The Ace of Cups is going to be a new beginning with emotions. It could be just a sort of a reset. So maybe we just need to communicate between the partners, and the partners sort of, say, hey, let's just reset this, right? Let's start over. Let's have sort of a little honeymoon again. Let's have date nights, or let's have a big date night, and just sort of reset where we are, or re-establish our love, and get that new beginning that we're looking for in this particular case. But that is the diamond relationship spread. Let me know what you think. And hopefully the annotations on the screen sort of help you remember it. So let me get this back in position, and there we go. And that is the diamond relationship spread. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, thank you for watching.